Hello everyone, my name is Brawl and today I'll be giving you a tutorial on the UltimateRPG bot. In Brawl League, we use the exclamation mark as the prefix, so keep that in mind. Now I'll divide this tutorial in a few topics. First, all the cooldown commands, then the inventory, then the profession system, and lastly, all the remaining commands that should be mentioned. Keep in mind, this bot also has a help feature which you can get by typing exclamation mark help. Now before we start with anything, make sure you type exclamation mark start to get your profile started. Alright, now on to the cooldown commands. See all your cooldowns by typing exclamation mark cooldowns or CD for short. In here you see a big list with all of your cooldowns. From top to bottom you have resource gathering, combat, special, traveling and claimables. Type exclamation mark fish or F for short to fish. Exclamation mark harvest or H to harvest. Exclamation mark chop or C for chopping. And lastly, exclamation mark mine or M to mine. Next up, we got exclamation mark hunt, which will take some of your hit points away, so do be careful. Next up, we also got exclamation mark mission, which also takes away some of your health. And then next up, we got adventure. Adventure is a cool command. You can type exclamation mark A for short. This command requires you to battle the monster in a one-on-one. You gotta click on the emojis to take away the hit point. And after a while, once you clear out the monster, you'll be gaining some adventure chests and some experience, which is really cool. And lastly, we got duel, but that's for 1v1 PvP against other players, so we won't be getting into that today. Next up, we got exclamation mark training, or train for short. This will give you a question related to the game. This can be hard at first, but at some point you will eventually get all the answers right. Next up, you got exclamation mark trade to trade with other players. However, in this video we won't be using that. Next up is we got the dungeon system. Dungeon is a different command as well. You can go into the first dungeon at level 5 by typing exclamation mark dungeon enter or exclamation mark join if someone else opens the dungeon. To enter a dungeon you will need a dungeon key. You can get many rewards including legendary weapons. It should be noted that the best way to success in a dungeon is by having more people than just yourself. The dungeon looks at how many people are inside and not on your hit points, armory or attack. Next up is exclamation mark travel. This is to travel to different zones. Now all the different zones have their own different resources, shop, dungeon and XP gains, so keep that in mind. Next up is exclamation mark explore or E for short, which just gives you a little extra bit of loot and gold. And lastly are the claimables, which can be done with exclamation mark daily, monthly and vote. Now on to the inventory. You can open your inventory by typing exclamation mark inventory or just I for short. Now here you will see 5 different categories: resources, special, consumables, equipment and drops. To open the resources page, all you do is you type exclamation mark inventory space resources or I space R for short. In here you can see all your valuables, your crops and your lumber. As you can see, I have quite a lot of items. There's also a next page in case you have too many items. Now to open the next tab, the special tab, you can do exactly the same but then typing the S. In here you can see my campfire, my keys and my treasure, my chest. Next up we got the consumables. You can do the same by typing C for consumables. In here you'll see my fish, my food and the potions that I have. And not to forget, we also got equipment. Here you can see the armor and the weapons that I have. Extra, not equipped, this is what I have extra in my inventory. And lastly, we also have the drops tab where you can see some drops and the herbs. Now for the profession system. First we type exclamation mark profession or PR for short to see all our professions. Now as you can see we have cooking, crafting and smelting. To see the recipes of a current profession, all you type is recipes and then the profession name. The recipe is cooking for example. Now to look up a recipe of the current item, all you type is now recipe and then let's say steak. In here now I can see what it requires me to craft it and the experience that it grants me. You can do this by the crafting and smelting profession as well. Typing recipe, crafting or recipes, smelting. Now to cook, smelt or craft something, all you do is you type craft, cook or smell and then the item name. For example, I want to craft a magic oak log, so I'll craft magic oak log 1. There you go. You can do the same for smelt by typing exclamation mark smelt or cooking, and then you type !cook. However, keep in mind for cooking and smelting, you need a campfire. Now there are other commands as well. For example, we have !content to see the content of a chest by typing, for example, the adventure chest. Now here you can see the content for the adventure chest. We also have !open and then the adventure chest. And now you will open the adventure chest. Next up there's the shop you can open by typing !shop. Here you can see some items that you can buy. There's also a price list if you want to sell some items by typing !price list. And then you can see all the kinds of topics that you can look for. So let's say !price list space special. Now you can see for how much you can sell all these items for. Now there are also some fun gambling commands. You can do, for example, a coin flip by typing !coin flip. There will be some restrictions. There's also !dice to do some dices. And there's also !blackjack or BJ for short, where you can do a blackjack for some money. Unlucky. Now lastly, we're going to go over the profile command. You can type this by typing !profile or P for short. In here you can see some stats like your health, your experience, your attack and defense. Now as you can see, my health is quite low, so we need to get that up. You can do it in multiple ways. You can type the !heal, which will drink a health potion. Or you can type !eat, and then you can eat your food, fish. For example, 20 of the cards. It will heal me. Also, drink potions, even cooldown potions, by typing !drink, and then the potion name. However, I won't be doing that. I'll just type !heal right now, so I'll be full health. You also go armory, your attack and defense. You can see where your armory is by typing armory. As you can see, I got a legendary item equipped. You can unequip and equip items by typing equip and unequip and then item. Now this is the end of the video. I want to thank everyone for watching this and I hope it was helpful. Until next time.